Loud and booming thunder is the only other sound giving Charles a break from the seemingly never-ending rain. The forecast had called for clear and sunny skies, Charles said to himself. Charles is the only driver moving down a long country back road. Reaching for his phone, he placed it in his cup holder and picked it up. He taps the phone a total of 3 times. Lousy piece of crap, he again thought to himself. Maybe Uncle Bruce could take a look at it. He's a whiz with this kind of stuff. Making a left turn, he passes a mailbox that reads, Car Farm. For a few more feet, he drives until he arrives at the farm gate. Putting his car in park, he reaches for a crumbled-up hoodie in the back seat. Slipping the hoodie over his head, he opens the glove box. There, sitting on a stack of paper, is an old bronze-colored key. Stepping out of the car, he quickly moves to the gate. Placing the key into the lock, he turns and opens it. Taking only one step in, he finds himself completely frozen. A weird vibration starts to cover him whole. A foul odor hits his nostrils like a bat striking for a home run. Now unfrozen, he grabs his stomach with his left hand, with his right covering his mouth. Charles has now entered a game of tug-of-war with the morning breakfast that consisted of scrambled eggs, yogurt, and a large glass of milk. Charles signals his defeat by dropping to his knees and letting it all come out. After a time, he begins to dry heave, as everything he ate or ever had eaten was all on the grass. "What in the hell is that smell?" Charles yelled out. Getting to his feet, Charles sees, or what he can make out, are a few farm animals laying out near the front lawn, a pickup truck with smoke exiting from the hood. Getting to the house's front lawn, he gets a closer look at the animals. 2 cows lay with chunks of flesh missing from their necks. Near their stomach area, a gray and oozing substance dripping on the grass. Charles takes a step back, covering his mouth with his forearm. "Holy shit," he said, muffled. Walking to the front door, he finds it halfway open. "Hello," Charles calls out. Walking into the house, he finds the living room in the aftermath of a bull rush. A 1970s television set laying upside down with a hole in it. The bookcase holding copies of classic science fiction and horror books seemingly thrown through a wall. The brown couch split down the middle. Walking over the books, his shoes crush shattered glass from family photos. "Hey, is anyone home?" Charles shouts to the top of his lungs. Then something hits his ears. A sudden piercing sound passes into his eardrums. Rushing up the stairs, he finds Aunt slumped up against a wall, her left hand held onto an open knife along her left collarbone. Charles runs to her. Kneeling down, he checks the wound. The cut is deep with blood gushing out. "What happened?" he asked. Weakly, she extends her arm out. Down the hall, a bedroom door lies off the hinges. Heading down the hallway, the only thing he hears is the sound of a fight. Stepping into the room, he says Uncle Bruce is fighting for a knife. What he's fighting barely resembles a man. The 2 of them have both of their hands wrapped around a black hunting knife with fresh blood dripping down its side. "Son, please, I'm begging you to put it down," Bruce pleads. Charles dashes across the room like a bull. Putting all of his being into a push, he sends this beast into a desk. Turning his attention to Bruce, he sees that his uncle has a long red slash across his chest and his left arm. "What the hell?" Charles' question is cut off, feeling something piercing his left side. Looking down, he sees only the knife's handle. "I'm so sorry," a weak and fragile voice said. Charles turns around, seeing that the attacker was Harry. Charles was in shock. His younger cousin Harry was almost unrecognizable. His skin was light and sickly. The whites of his eyes are a faded orange color, with both pupils being a deeper orange. Harry grabs onto the knife handle. Bringing him closer to his mouth, we see his teeth are slender and sharp. His gums are black, with his tongue a eggshell white, with same odor from earlier hitting his nose. "Harry, you have to—" Charles tries to get a plea from out of his mouth. Harry puts more of a grip on the handle, twisting it, Charles lets out a scream. Harry, grabbing him by the shoulder, tosses him out the bedroom window, landing face first on the ground. For a moment he lies there, frozen. What the hell is going on here? Charles thinks to himself. His ears' drums start to ring at first. It's nothing more than noise. Then he hears it clearly. That sound is the sound of his uncle letting out the last bit of fight he had. Charles takes his left hand, digging his fingers into the ground. Dragging himself forward a few inches, he slowly tries to get back to his feet. Looking down, he sees the knife still in his left side. Getting to his feet, he places both of his hands around the area to keep whatever blood he has left inside of him. Dragging his body along, he makes his way to the front gate. I just have to make it to... Charles falls to his knees. Everything around him becomes a blur. He has lost too much blood to move on. Charles turns around as that foul odor covers the air. Harry stands now covered in blood. Harry, Charles said weakly. Harry opens his mouth to respond. The time of your people is over, Harry said with a low and seemingly booming voice. I have watched you all for some time now, he continued. With every evolutionary leap man has made, my beloved Gaia has bled. Confused and heartbroken, Charles sinks his head down. Tears ran down his face like a river. His end is something quick and swift. He feels nothing, as though what was ever left of his cousin Harry decided to show him mercy.